Welcome to the second episode of BRIMS podcast Pratibimb. It's an education-based podcast, knowledge sharing. Today we are having a director of BRIMS, Dr. VNBRIMS Institute of Management Studies and Research, Dr. Nitin Joshi. Sir, आपका स्वागत है.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, अभी आपकी journey both in corporate and you are part of an education also. If you will see like the difference in the leadership between the corporate and the institute, आपको क्या फ़र्क नज़र आ रहा है और आपने जो आपकी कॉर्पोरेट की भी जर्नी रही है और सडनली व्हेन यू केम टू एजुकेशन क्या फ़र्क आपने पाया?
फ़र्क सर बहुत ज़्यादा है because these two entities they operate from a different thought process. So business works for money,
पैसा, money,
more of money and other things, and these institutions work for people development. So these two are largely on a different plateau, so platforms are different. But I would only say that I had the fortune of working for both corporate and the academia. And the leadership style particularly had been different in the corporate world, and the kind of leadership which we demonstrate here is different. So I will be happy to share with you three core differences which I have observed for myself and the way I have worked. So number one, I would share that in the corporate we worked on speed. And speed was very important. We talked about speed is the name of the game. And for everything, for every outcome, for every decision, for any smallest of the thing, we talked about how fast can we do it. That was the approach. And in the academia, when I came, I thought probably that won't work because the objective is very different. So in the objective, what you require, or in the academia, sorry, what we require is patience. And when I talk about patience, because the real impact, it happens in the academic through deep thinking. Now this is very important, and reflection. And then, if you have that deep thinking, reflection, then you will see that gradual transformation of the student happening. So here, you can't have the speed, because the transformation is very gradual, and that is the process.
आप थोड़ा जब भी कॉर्पोरेट में भी जब आप स्पीड में when you are part of an speed targets every day like month end targets, quarterly target, आपने गियर जब भी स्विच किया तो what are the challenges which you have faced in the education like to adjust to an education patience level what we are talking about?
So sir, one thing is very clear, Dr. Chima. I am naturally an academician.
Okay.
Or I would say, naturally, I'm a student of life. So I like learning. So earlier also I used to like learning. But here I have realized that clarity on the topic is important.
Correct.
Second, I believe that deep reflective thinking is important. Creative thinking is important.
Correct.
Innovative approach is important. So all those things are important here. Where these are also important in the corporate world. And we expect students to demonstrate all of those there. So if you have to cultivate these habits of thinking deep, thinking critically, thinking with the objective of problem solving, then you have to have patience. So these are the challenges I have learned and I have experienced, and I can tell you that the shift was gradual and I enjoyed that shift.
Okay. And secondly, like the leadership aspects there, in when we talk in terms of a corporate, you might have seen the hierarchy right from vice president till down the line, like. So how you will compare with the institute leadership like?
So in the corporate, I think hierarchy often demonstrates or decides the compliances. So you have to take the okay of the boss.
Correct.
So be it vice president, associate president, or associate vice president, or senior manager, all that. So here the compliances, hierarchy, that actually defines a lot of things. But in the academic world, what really matters is your ability to influence the student. And your ability to influence student comes out of your intellectual credibility which you established among students. So if students see you as an intellectual guy, and if your credibility is already established, then I think that student would prefer to meet you rather than he meeting the principal or the director of the institution.
Correct.
Even if your designation in the institution can be an assistant professor. So that connectivity with the student, that credibility establishment with the student, and that too that intellectual capacity or capability and hand-holding capability of the teacher. If these are established, then I think student will be driven by those rather than the compliances or the authority. So here the impact is more out of influence and less out of authority.
Correct. So I think probably like when we talk in terms of you need to influence the resources, like to go towards an excellence. Like now another aspects, like third point, when we have an interaction, you were talking in terms of an output versus and developmental aspects. Like, so can you just differentiate between the corporate and the institute?
So corporate focused on output, whereas academics focuses on the developmental part of it. So can we have developmental as a focus point? So here we focused on the human development, shaping the thinking again, because everything boils down to thinking. And when we talk about the development, we talked about our long-term approach. Whereas in the corporate world, immediate outcome, immediate output, and we beat, because I have worked in a company where we talked about weekly performances. So everything was, so we had a 52 weeks in a year, and every week there were targets. So Saturday used to be a terrible day every time because you were supposed to present your targets.
Correct.
Here the journey is little different. Here we have a long-term approach. Here we think that how can we shape the life of a student? How can we help student transform on his journey? How can we help the student finding their career direction? How can we reduce their confusion? How can we reduce their clutter? So all those parameters are far more important, and therefore I would say that the approach in the corporate world is more of output focus. Here we are more of developmental focus.
I think Dr. Nitin Joshi, while talking to you, like because with the speed which you have come from a corporate and slight pause into the education and talking in terms of deep dive into the education, no doubt I think I have interacted with some of the faculty members who are there with BRIMS for over a decade, and the kind of culture value which you have inculcated in the resources and the process driven. We'll catch up with you in the coming episodes more in terms of understanding about the excellence in education to a certain extent. And in this particular podcast, I think you have really clearly differentiated between the corporate leadership and as far as the institute leadership which are concerned. Thank you very much for spending a valuable time on this podcast.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.